All right, so this is Jason and Lyle, and we're recording from our homes during the COVID-19 outbreak, pandemic, world-ending, apocalyptic, you know, disease that's affecting everybody. And so I apologize for the not awesome quality, but we weren't exactly prepared for great video editing from home. Uh, but we wanted to just kind of talk and record, talk about how us geek dads are dealing with the quarantine. So, given that, first thing that came up though is we were talking about uh, Comic Cons. We had Nickel City Con coming up in Buffalo, and we had Niagara Falls Comic Con, and it looks like they're all being canceled. What was Lyle? You were the one that told me about Nickel City's. What's the latest on that?
Nickel City didn't cancel theirs. They said it's been postponed indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
So basically, yeah, it's going to be canceled. Problem is, I think right now is that a lot of the cities, of course, are shutting down any gatherings of large crowds, which, that's why we're recording from our houses. And secondly, a lot of the stars and celebrities were already canceling and stuff like that. And then, the ones that got canceled, they really are postponed. How are they going to know when, the big pull this year was going to be Riker from Next Generation and a bunch of the guys from Breakfast Club.
That's right. There was like a whole group of them.
Yeah, a bunch of wrestlers were coming. So, a lot of those guys, they might be already committed to other cons later on in the year.
Was am I mistaken?
They might not want to be
Counselor Troy coming with Riker too?
Yeah, there's a couple of the Star Trek characters. They had just announced a couple of big names too. I gotta postpone it now. It's sad because it's probably the best con in this entire area.
And it's really sad because Nickel City is so new, and that's really hard to get big names. And then that's going to be a big blow to try to rebook names like that for whenever they do it again. Yeah,
really, like next year is going to be almost like starting over for them.
Man, that stinks. I mean, not that I understand doing it. They had to do it, but yeah, that stinks. That really stinks.
I do a lot of stuff with GI Joes, and this past weekend was the Toylanta convention in Georgia.
Oh yeah, in Georgia,
which got canceled, and it's actually called Toylanta, but they also call it Joelanta because it's a huge GI Joe convention on top of the regular toy show that goes on there. That's where they have like the parachute drop in the hotel from like the 10th, 15th floor up in the lobby.
I remember you telling me about that.
So this year, to get through the quarantine, they actually did a virtual one. So like people have been posting like their, because they have, shows and stuff they do like diorama building, 3D printing, state of the hobby, things like that. And they've been doing them all virtual.
That's pretty cool.
You miss out on the marketplace part of it, but you're still, getting all the, the material and stuff. So
yeah, that's cool.
You gotta kind of work around everything you can.
I saw like Niagara Falls Comic Con, they postponed theirs till September, and they're saying that they still might have their guests in September, which how they're pulling that off, I don't know, but that's cool if they're able to. I don't know if we're still in quarantine in September. And by the way, for those watching, we're not in quarantine because we're infected with COVID, but we're both in states that are under, shelter in place orders. So basically we're stuck.
But we're not quarantined because we're sick. We're quarantined because we have no other choice.
That's right. So we have nowhere to go. I'm telling you, I'm not a big have to go out every day and go places. But when you take away the option to go out and go places, Nelson, it's like, I need to go out and go places.
Yeah. Even up in, I don't know how it's there in where you are, but in Erie County, they've actually closed some of the parks and the playgrounds down.
So there's some, pardon me, there are some places down here that are shut down in Ohio, but most of the parks are still open to just asking people to, be respectful of the whole social distancing thing.
Right.
And, no gatherings larger than 10. So if you're clustered around 10, they can come yell at you and break you up. But
Right.
if anyone comes near me, I like start screaming at them, get back 6 feet, which is really great because I don't like people around me anyways. So
It's going to create a whole new personal space bubble we'll be able to, really take advantage of.
Well, it's interesting talking about that. Like the US, people value their personal space. You go overseas to a lot of other countries, there's no such thing as personal space. I mean, cutting in front of you, standing 6 inches from you, that's normal. It's not offensive. Over here, it is. And it's interesting to see like the social distancing is not, people can do it without really interfering with their lives too much. I think overseas, especially in places like China, Japan, some of those areas, that's a big change. And I've been talking to a couple of friends of mine that are from those areas, and they're like, yeah, it's very different. Like back home, it's like this is not the norm.
I think that's how a lot of it got spread so fast, especially like places like China and Italy. Those people live on top of each other and they're, constantly in contact, They don't want to be far apart. I mean, they sit down for, big family dinners. It's not just, wife and the kids. It's, wife, kids, grandkids, grandparents, uncles, aunts, everybody. And it's, like you said, it's not, it's not offensive over there to be separated or be next to each other.
Yeah, over here, if someone walks like 3 feet from me, I'm immediately staring. I'm like, why are you so close to me? Are you a close talker? Think of like Seinfeld episodes. He's a close talker.
You look at those like mass transportation places over in like China and Japan where they're like shove themselves in to the point where the doors barely close. And here you're on like an Amtrak at the airport and someone stands too close to you. You could just see the uncomfortable feeling that people have. Don't get too close.
That should help more over here, though, for the whole social distancing thing. It should,
you think so?
People are like, oh, you would think so, unless you're on spring break on the beaches in Florida.
Right.
Anyways,
the only other really bad thing I've seen so far is, or experienced so far with this COVID-19 is, like a week and a half ago, I was at the Walmart at like lunchtime, and of course I had to sneeze. And then I coughed a little bit and I was done. I looked around me like, paranoid the cops are going to come and haul me out of the building. It was like, it's such a weird feeling. And then I heard from my uncle that my cousin was in a Walmart or a Target the other day and she has allergies. So she sneezed and then blew her nose. And this woman started, screaming at her about get out of here with your COVID-19. And
oh my gosh. I don't even want to get started on people. I'll let that one just go.
So anyway, back on track. So most of the cons are closed now, so we don't really have much option for going and geeking out externally. So we have to find ways to geek out inside.
So it should be fine for most geeks that are introverts.
Right?
So what have you been doing at home to geek out?
Well, lately I've been doing some hikes with my son through the woods. Done a couple of nice hikes, taking some nice pictures. Done a lot of outdoor stuff. Got a bike, so I've been riding a bike, playing football, things like that. And then trying to get a little bit better shape so when I do go back to work, everybody won't recognize me. But other than that, I've been trying to work on some projects, some custom orders that I have for some toys that I got made for people. And other than that, at nighttime, I basically fill my head with a bunch of cartoons and hope that tomorrow's better.
Yeah, we've been doing the whole walking. So we live in an apartment complex and there's like a pond in the center that you can go walk around. And we've done that, before. It's not like we've never done it, except now there's more people walking around the pond than before. It's like a month ago, everyone's sitting on their phones. No one's outside. Tell them they all have to stay in their house and be on their phones. And now they're all outside. which is, I mean, it's good. It's not a bad thing. But like we went for a walk today. I took both my kids, well, all three of my kids, and I saw, 5 people walking their dog, a couple people riding their bikes, a couple people jogging, a couple people, just out with their kids. And I'm like, I mean, that's great, but I have never seen that many people
No.
out since
Well,
I've
that's
been
why
here
they
this
had to,
past year.
that's why they had to actually close some of the playgrounds up here because there were so many kids gathering because parents are taking their kids outside now.
Yeah.
Used to be, hey, take
Go
your kid
watch
outside, and
TV.
you couldn't take them outside. You wouldn't take them outside. Now they're
Right.
telling you to stay indoors and let's take them outside.
Oh,
And of
and I
course,
have
the
to show
kids need
you.
it, but
They do. I have to show you another hobby I took up. This is let's see. I don't know if you can how well this shows up on camera, but it's a crochet hook. And so I was walking. My wife's a big crocheter, so I was walking outside with the kids, and found a stick like this laying on the ground. I'm like, you know what? I want to carve that. So I took it home and I used this, my first one, and whittled that thing down to this. And then since everyone is overloading Amazon right now with quarantine orders, I figured I would do the same and ordered this diamond filing set. So yeah, diamond files. And was able to like super smooth it down. It came with like this super high grit sandpaper. Um, my wife tested it out and she said that she really liked it because it's super comfortable. So I don't know if you can see in here, but you see the center grain? Like the grain comes through, and I made it dip down so you can put your thumb right in it. And it's got this little curve to it so it fits right in your hand. So she was trying to use it. And she's like, actually, this works really well. So I found a whole bunch more and I'm going to make some. And I sent some pictures to my mother-in-law and even she wants one. So I'm like, hey, this is kind of fun. So I'm geeking out whittling
so
twigs.
here's the challenge. Can you make an exact match set?
Well, that would be boring.
Boy, this left hand one's really comfortable, but this right hand one just sucks.
Well, thankfully with crochet, they only use one. So if you're right-handed, we're good. I'm gonna make a bunch of different ones because they all come in different sizes. So like this part up here is a different gauge.
Yeah.
And this I made this, probably can't see this, but I etched in there 5.5. And there's different settings. So I just held it up with an existing one to measure it. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's fun. Besides that, what else did we do? Oh, we went to the garage and made a workbench and we ordered a bunch of plastic model kits. And we just got this like 1950s pickup truck. And I got spray paint coming and model glue and all that. And so Finnegan and I are gonna take the next couple weeks and build it from scratch and give us something to do outside. I don't know if I should put this on video or not, but our garage in the apartment complex has one power outlet in it for the garage door opener. I changed that. And now has multiple. So we have a heater and lights. And we can sit
They
out
only
there.
put one outlet in there?
Yeah, because it's just for the garage door opener. You're not really supposed to have a bunch of power in there unless you pay extra for it. So
Right.
so now we can.
Well, you're not going to be running any power tools, right? I mean, other than
no.
Maybe a Dremel tool or something.
Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, we're gonna do that outside.
I still have your Dodge Challenger model that Connie got you for your birthday.
Oh my gosh, you do still have that. That's right. I would say ship it to me, but I want you to keep your COVID germs to yourself.
Well, you're supposed to be coming up here to New York at some point in time when this is all clear. So it's sitting on my desk in my office, be in the back behind with all my coffee mugs and everything. So
yeah, I do. That's right. I completely forgot about that. That'd be a fun one to put together right now too. Besides that, on the geek side of things, we signed up for this. Let me get the name of it here. Oh yeah, outschool.com. So outschool.com has all these classes, like online learning classes you can take. And one of them we signed up for, and I'll try to put the link in the comments on this video when we post it. But is Disney's called Disney Steam. So it's a 5-week course, walks you through all the science and stuff behind the Disney and engineering and imagineering at Disney Hollywood Studios, or I'm sorry, Magic Kingdom. And right, this class today, Finnegan took it, is teaching you how to do holograms, and it actually gives you a project, and you can build a little hologram projector on top of your phone, and the kids do that and learn about it, and it's actually really cool. And the link, I'll post a link. Like if you join through the link, you get like free $20 to use towards a course, and the course was like $20. So in 5 weeks, it's pretty neat. So there's something to do, you know.
So is Ohio's schools sending out stuff for the regular homework to do?
Yes. So they use a program called Schoology, and yeah. So this week we're on spring break. And then last week they introduced like online learning, and then next week they'll go back to online learning. So it's we used to homeschool and we thought we were done, and now we're back.
Well, the only good news is now that you don't have the choice.
Yeah, exactly. What about you? What are you guys doing in New York?
They just started, our school district just started tomorrow. Actually, they started today rolling it out to kindergartners, and then today was middle school, and then tomorrow is high school kids for online learning.
What are your kids?
They weren't ready. They weren't ready for it to be shut down. They are up here. Sure. I mean, Springville in New York, it's a blizzard, and they still send the kids to school and then realize they shouldn't have. So it took them a little bit of time to decide. You guys were actually closed down before you had any COVID-19 cases in your state, and Ohio shut the state down, and New York State ran probably a week after you guys closed.
Well, we had a few cases here when they closed it, but it wasn't there was no deaths, and there was no like severe.
But it was only compared to the number of cases New York had, Ohio had none basically. I mean,
yeah.
We're at over 15,000 now in the state.
Yeah, so, you guys definitely were far behind on the actions taken. Ohio was definitely jumping on it quickly.
So they were behind. They weren't ready for it. So now they're trying to get all their lesson plans together and get it out. They're doing it right through like the school's website and Facebook page. The students just have a link to their teachers' classes, and they just go on there, get the assignment. Most of it is online, so they could go right to the high school and get it online, or else they'll just look, Google and stuff or whatever. I mean,
right.
There's no actual set course, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year when it's all, because the kids aren't going to learn like they would have if they were with a teacher.
I'm interested to see, because some people argue that homeschooling is better, and then other people argue it's not. I mean, I know there's different styles of homeschooling too, but like I'm interested to see how the kids react to this. It'll be really neat to see.
I think the problem is, like, if you take kids like your kids who have experience with homeschooling, Finn and Maura did it, a couple of years? You guys did it for 2 years or something, right?
Yeah. 2
or 3 years. And then you take kids like my kids who are a junior and freshman in high school, who've never homeschooled. They really don't have the discipline to, sit down and actually do it. I mean, homework, sure, all day, teaching themselves every day, it's just not.
Yeah.
Plus, some people just don't learn that way. I mean, it takes us, even like with colleges, it really takes a certain type of person to be able to teach themselves and discipline themselves to learn on their own. So,
sure.
It will be interesting to see.
So how are you dealing with working from home? Because I know you're working from home, as I am.
Bottom line is I hate working from home. I like the fact that I can get up and not have to actually drive to my office, and if I'm running late in the morning, or, decided that I really don't want to get up and go take a shower right then, I can just walk in my office and flip on the computer and, away I go.
Yeah.
But everything seems to take 3 times as long as it normally would, as opposed to just standing up, walking over to the desk, 10 feet from me or even 20 feet from where I'm sitting, getting the answer or fixing the problem and then moving on. So
True. Yeah.
I've had to take and make a list of things that are going on that I have to go back to follow up on, because it's not as easy as just getting the answer in 2 seconds. So
Yeah, and you're also depending on a lot of other people to follow the same best practices about paying attention to their chats and answering their phone and checking their
yeah,
email. And that eventually it'll get better. People will eventually start
yeah.
to do that, but
The
yeah,
issue
it's hard.
the issue where I am, and you're probably experiencing the same thing because you have so many different levels, people above you, below you, aside from you, that are all needing information from you. That
Mhm.
I flip on the computer in the morning and it's nonstop, email pings and Skype pings, and my cell phone's ringing and getting text at the same time. I could honestly have 7 phones with 7 phone numbers, still not be able to keep up.
Yep, I hear you. I'm it's like right now dealing with the whole remote thing. Obviously, being having help desk under my jurisdiction is been challenging because our entire help desk staff is their offices were closed. So they're all working remotely, which adds a whole layer of delay. And then I'm going through and there's like tickets that have come in that are from people saying, "Hey, I'm at home. I need help doing X, Y, or Z." Well, help desk is busy helping 23 other people that have now called in for the same problem. So that person's sitting there for an hour. So myself and my systems engineer, we're trying to go through and help on the tickets and move things along. And then I'm getting, pounded from different directions with, "Hey, what about this? What's going on with this? We still need to keep this project going." And then, what are the future state of this location? Are we still going to be working from remote, next week? And it's it's a lot, but I am thankful. It's a mixed bag with working from home. Like my wife and kids are like super supportive of it. I have my own space to do it. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the high 60s and my office is right next to the patio door. Like if it's working, I am sitting in a chair with my feet up working for a little bit. But on the other hand, yeah, being right in the office where I can just talk to people and walk 5 feet away and get the answer I need, it is different. And also there's that, I'm sure that you can relate to this. There's that disconnect from work mode to home mode. And when you're working at home, there's no transition.
No,
None. And it's
no, it's
very
really hard.
hard.
I walked out of the bedroom where I have the office set up for myself for now into the kitchen, and a couple of my kids were out there, making themselves lunch or whatever. It was lunchtime, and it was just so bizarre because I was like, you know, why aren't you in school? And why am I out here in the kitchen making lunch when I should,
Yeah,
normally for
yeah, yeah.
lunch, if I'm not eating at my desk in the office, I'm usually going to Walmart or something like that just to kill time.
Right. Yep. The other thing I'm having a hard time is like if you hear stuff going on in the house that normally as a dad you should partake in, either correction wise or encouragement wise or advice or decision wise, all that stuff. Like, on one hand of me, I want to ignore it and concentrate on work. Then the other hand, it's like, well, am I being neglectful by not standing up and going out there and be like, "Hey, get your act together," or
Right.
being involved? And I don't know when to do that or when not, or if it's gonna, or I'm waiting for my wife to come in and be like, "Do you hear what's going on? Why you're not being involved?"
Right.
Like,
I was working Monday. I was working, or maybe it was last Friday. It was last Friday. I was working from home. It was the first day. And my 17-year-old comes out and she's like, "Hey, Dad, can I do blah, 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 whatever it was?" I was like,
yeah,
"I am working. Just pretend
yeah.
I'm not here." She's like, "I would have texted you this if you were at the office and you would have given me an answer. So why can't you just give me an answer?"
You're like,
I'm
text me
like,
then.
"Okay." I should have said that, but I was like, "Well, that's a valid point. Can't
She'd be
argue
like,
with
"Well,
the
then
logic."
text me. Then just text me. Just do it like the way you normally would, then, and I'll
Right.
answer it the way I normally would. Don't throw off my routine." Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we should do another discussion next week, the same day, just to see what's changed in the week and if our sanity is still here and how long our hair is. Since all the barbershops are closed, dude, look, I cut my hair myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm getting to look like a hedgehog, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to learn how to cut my kids' hair too.
My wife does my hair, so I'll be hitting her up here in
All right.
another day or two.
You gonna grow the
I'm
beard
not going to
out?
shave till I go back to work, though.
I like that idea. You need to grow the beard out.
I did shave off my goatee, but it wasn't on purpose, and I didn't lose a bet.
How did
I
that
was
happen?
I was trimming my goatee the other morning, and I had
Yeah.
the clippers last week, and I dropped them, and then I didn't realize the guard had moved, so I just picked it
Oh
up because I was half
no.
asleep. I was like, well, all of a sudden my eyes were like, well,
Oh
I guess I got
no.
to go the rest of the way now.
Oh man, I wish I would have seen that. I don't think
Yeah,
I've
I blame
ever
it on
seen
COVID-19.
I blame it on COVID-19 too. I think that we should blame everything on COVID-19.
Right.
Uh,
Well, they're blaming
every time I find a
COVID-19 on
joke,
Trump,
COVID.
so you
Yeah,
might as well
Trump,
blame everything else on.
COVID-19.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna get a T-shirt that just says "Blame it on COVID-19."
there you go.
Blame COVID. That's right.
Did you
Yeah.
see the new meme that's going around with Michael Scott from The Office with the coffee mug? It
No.
says Toby created COVID-19 or started COVID-19 or something like that.
Oh my gosh. I saw there was like a office subplot, like someone put together like if COVID-19 was an office episode. And they broke
Oh,
down like
really?
everything. Oh, it's amazing. Like they need to like reunite just to make this episode. I would pay money to see it. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. With like Dwight doing his crazy like
Yeah.
quarantine stuff, and it was great.
I have to admit, I mean, it's you got to take it serious, because it's a serious thing
Yeah.
with COVID-19. But some of the stuff that's come out from it, as far as trying to keep things, light and everything else, like I showed you that picture of Indiana Jones with the toilet paper gold,
Yeah.
you know, idol instead of the, golden idol. Um,
Or the one
I
where
just
like
watched
people are
some video
posting like
today.
I have 10 rolls of toilet paper looking to trade for a new truck.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see the one I posted today of the guy that was showing how to go hunt for toilet paper?
No.
I posted it on my Facebook. You got to go check that
I'll
one
check
out.
it out. I'll have
And
to find
then
that and put the links too.
I saw another one today. It was from a woman in the UK who was singing "I'll Survive." That old Gloria Gaynor
Oh
song, "I'll
yeah, yeah,
Survive."
yeah.
And she changed it all to be like how she's going to survive being home with her husband and her kids, and you know,
That's what I asked my wife the other day. I'm like, the question is not how am I surviving at home while I'm working. The question is my family ever going to want me home again after being home this much working?
right?
Now, this has only been this is going on my second week. This is going on my second week working from home, and today I had to go into the office to do some training, and she actually sent me a text message that said, "I miss you. You need to come home." Like, oh wow! I wonder how much in a week, Ed. We have to have a follow up in a week. It's going to be me sitting here with my hair in 5 different directions, looking over my shoulder because she's trying to kill me or something.
And you're
We'll
going
see
to
how
hold your
long.
phone up like this and say, "See, I hate you. Get the hell out of my house."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That'll be the text. The text will be like, "Why are you still here? Can't you
That's
go
right.
work in public with lots of people?"
Go invade someone's personal space.
That's right. Go get coughed on, you jerk. Um,
The other
COVID
good thing that's come
crazy.
out of this. I mean, maybe it's not a good thing. I'm not really sure, but they're talking about releasing a lot of movies direct to live streaming and stuff like that instead
Oh,
of
there's a
theaters,
ton of them.
which
There's a ton of
they've
them.
been
Yeah.
talking about that for years, being able to release them to your house and to the movie theater at the same time. But it's really, come down to it now.
I think that'd be a good idea because some people, and including me, I like the movie theater experience. I like the big screen, but there's sometimes that it would be awesome just to pay, $15 and watch the
Yeah,
movie at home with everybody
right. I mean, I
instead of
guess
a
it really
hundred
depends on
dollars
what the
to go
movie
out.
is. Like, well, we
True.
got the theater in Springville that's,
Yep. Yep.
a discounted theater, and that's, I love going there because it's small community, supports, local business, the whole 9 yards. But
Yeah.
they had that Onward movie playing
Yep.
like the week that everything really got shut down by New York State. So they had to close, and they put a note on their front billboard that said, we'll get through this, whatever it was, something inspirational. I can't remember what it said right now. And like 2 days later, I was reading through the Disney Plus
Yep.
information online, and they released that to
They
direct to
released
or
it
rent,
to
to be able
buy.
to buy, and then a week later was going to go Disney Plus.
Yeah, April 3rd onward
Yep.
comes out to Disney Plus. Yep. April 3rd or 4th. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
something
saw
like
that.
that.
And there's a lot of them that are doing that, which yeah, I'm interested to see the results in that. I mean, a lot of people are home, so they'll probably want to watch it, but I mean, if the revenue's not there, they won't do it because they need the revenue to make the movies. It's just
Right.
they want the profit. So if it's not worth it,
I was having a conversation today with a guy online who's a pretty big geek like us, and we were actually discussing how right now would be the opportune time to be like a digital animator. And if you had like some kind of script of some movie that you could digitally animate yourself, because with all the technology, you could uh, computer animate the whole movie. You can do all the voices because you can digitally change your voice, and you could release a movie live to whatever, and you
yeah,
might
and
end
people
up
would
making a
probably
million
get it.
dollars and not even realize you're doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
I
you don't
mean,
need other people.
and you,
Those guys
and
might
you
become
don't need
gold.
and you don't need to have a movie with perfect CGI or perfect animation like Pixar and the rest, because those movies take years to make. Even
Oh
with the
yeah.
computer animation, they take a long
Hmm.
time. But yeah, you don't have to. Even those people that are doing, so you go on YouTube and look at like fan fiction films, like the Star Wars fan fiction or
Yeah.
whatever, and there's some really high production, high quality stuff. And even those right now, you could put one of those things out there. If you get the right audience, just virus, have it go viral enough, sell it $5, watch my movie.
There was one today I saw about Wonder Woman aids the Avengers or helps the Avengers or something like that.
Oh,
That
really?
was a fan fiction movie that was like a cut between her helping the Avengers beat Thanos and it was Wonder Woman. I was like,
They probably can't sell that movie just because of then it's
right,
not fan fiction
licensing,
for free. Then it's making
right.
money off of it.
Well, Disney would be on your butts faster than you could. I mean, those guys are all
Good
over it.
old Disney. Good old Disney.
God love
Yeah,
them, but
that's
man,
true.
they are on it with their licenses.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, was it some school or something, some private school a couple of months ago, like they advertised, I think Frozen, maybe like Frozen 1, they advertised it and they did like come to church or come to private school and watch it. And
Right.
then they got sued because they
Yeah.
they they showed it to like public to people that more than one person.
Yep.
Disney sued them, and then it went viral, and Disney was like, "Oh no, we're so sorry." They gave them their money
Yeah.
back. Like,
Well, they stopped that guy in Niagara Falls who was like the Niagara Falls Spiderman, he called himself or something like that.
oh
And
yeah,
all he ever did was use it to go to like children's hospitals and stuff like that and, basically make kids
wasn't
feel good.
was he
But
the
he
one that
had
was
some
like
other,
taking pictures of himself, like in different places too, and then the
he
Spider-Man
did, but it
outfit?
was all rated. I mean, he wasn't selling them or nothing. He wasn't making any
Oh,
money off of being Spider-Man. But he has his own business, like a plumbing business or something. And they were saying that he was using the Spider-Man costume to promote his own business, even though he never had anything about his own business on the Spider-Man page that he did.
oh, jeez.
And then when he said, "Well, I'm doing this to help kids," Disney's response was, "We have people that are paid contractors that go and do this stuff for us."
So what does that do with something like the Superhero Alliance of Western New York?
That
I mean, that's
Superhero
what they
Alliance,
do.
yeah, but they filed for the license to do that. This guy never did. He was just doing
I
it to be
see.
kind.
I thought cosplay for charity was you didn't need a license.
Right. That's how they got this guy sued because they were saying he was promoting his own business by doing this.
I wonder if Superheroes of Western New York, Superhero Alliance, is registered as a charity.
Yes, they did. They got approval and everything.
Okay, so yeah, maybe as a charity that got around the whole.
Yep. Because that's what they basically did what the 501st Legion did. So the 501st Legion, those guys do
Okay,
nothing but charity work, and they are assigned as a charity organization. So they got the license to use the characters and build the robots and
gotcha.
you know, pass out things that are Star Wars licensed and things like that. And that's what Superhero Alliance did. The interesting
Gotcha.
thing about Superhero Alliance is that um, they don't they don't have a lot of DC characters, but there are a couple. And now they're
There are a
also
couple.
having like I seen a couple of the girls are dressing like the Scooby Doo characters.
I
So
did see that.
those are all different licenses. So it must be something if you actually get a license to do charity work, you have some kind of freedom with your group of cosplay
Yeah, see,
characters you can do.
I wonder if it falls under because I know that cosplay you don't have to have a license to do. So the only way they get you is if you start making money off of it.
Right,
Now, so maybe if you register as a charity, you don't have to have a license to dress up whatever character as long as you're a charity,
right.
maybe. But my dog, totally different topic. She's dealing with this COVID-19 thing. I think she has COVID-19 because she's over there sneezing nonstop right now and just like, so I think I need to quarantine her. She's like spazzing out over here. Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
How old is Dublin now?
Oh man, she is 13, almost
That's why
13 and a
she's
half.
gasping. She probably walked down the stairs.
She I don't know, she's not doing so good. She's got is it Cushing's disease? So she's on lots of medications which have helped. And she's managing, but yeah, she's definitely showing her age. I mean, this morning I came out and found her standing and staring at a wall. Like, I mean, and then she just kind of looks at you, and then other times she's bouncing off walls. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I do that
she's
too sometimes, though. I walk out of my room and just stare at a wall because I forgot where I was going.
it stands in the corner and it looks at the wall.
That's right.
Gonna Blair
Little
Witch
Blair
it.
Witch project.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. What are you doing staring at the wall? Let me show you.
That's right.
Man, that brings back memories of movies. Blair Witch, jeez. I saw that movie the night before I went camping with my dad. It's
How'd
brilliant.
that go for you?
Oh,
It's amazing
I,
how many stones you hear clacking in the woods after you watch that movie,
oh,
isn't it?
dude, I, yeah, I repeatedly hung up little dolls made of twigs around my dad's tent. It didn't go over very well. Yeah,
I was
those,
living out in this. I was living out in this apartment, like a duplex house. It was the top floor of a house, and there was a little creek that ran right along the uh, the edge of the right across the edge of the driveway. And
yeah,
I was smoking back then, so I went outside one day and was walking around having a smoke. And it was probably like 3 days after I watched this movie, and all I hear is click, 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 all these stones getting
oh,
stacked. Of course, mine started going, freaked myself out. I was like, nope, time to go.
dude, you've been to Rock City, right?
Oh yeah, I love Rock City.
Old Rock City?
Yep.
Okay. So after that movie came out, me and my dad went hiking in Old Rock City. And we went a little bit before dusk. And we're hiking and we're talking about the Blair Witch Project. And we come up on this path, and there are those little twig dowels and symbols from Blair Witch hanging all over. Somebody went through and put them everywhere. And they were in the place of like when you come up this path, you don't see them. You come up and all of a sudden they're right there in your face, like that, those X-shaped things. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. That it was creepy because it's like half dark
Yeah.
and the
Right,
sun's only
time to
coming
go.
through certain sections, and like, yeah, time to go because there's probably some weirdo sitting here about
Right,
to do something stupid.
right.
They're
Yeah,
not doing it for fun. They're doing it because they're about to tear you limb from limb and sacrifice you to the
right.
gods of the underworld.
Sacrifice you. Right, exactly.
I mean, I'm
When I
sure.
was when I was a teenager, I was in Boy Scouts and we went canoeing up in the Adirondack Mountains, and we were on this
Yeah.
one island, and we used to just take the canoe out and go fishing, off the camp. And, they didn't care as long as we didn't go too far, out of sight. So we take the canoes out and go fishing and just go swimming off them and stuff. And we had like three canoes, and we were all just kind of sitting together, tied, holding on to each other's canoe, just bullshitting, floating around in the water. And we started talking about the movie where Jason comes up out of the water and grabs the people in the canoe and takes them out. Well, we had this kid who was like, I think it was like his first year in scouts. So he was probably like, 13, 14 years old. The kid was literally like peeing his pants because he was so scared. Of course, we just kept making it work because we weren't
Oh
taking
yeah,
him in anywhere.
that's just gonna egg you on.
Yeah, it was
We're
horrible.
horrible. We're horrible people.
Yeah, I know.
So I think we can do this next week and see what's changed over a week. And then I think one of the ones we have to do, which we'll have to get Adam and Lee and stuff involved in one of these, but I really want men's or guys, boys, whatever, male portrayal in comics. I brought this up to Adam and a couple other people like, oh, I'd like to hear about that. We talk about how comics and stuff portray women incorrectly or with, giving girls bad expectations, false, whatever.
Yeah,
I think that there's a lot of that for guys as well. And I'd be interested to hear everyone's viewpoints on that. I think that'd be a good discussion point.
yeah. We also got
But,
Matt, who was more than willing anytime he's
oh,
around for it.
of course, Matt, of
Um,
course,
so,
yeah,
if we
for
can't get
sure,
Adam and Lee lined up because Adam's, on a different time zone or whatever, we can always snag up Matt and at least get
yeah,
a 3 or 4 way, group discussion going instead of just, I mean, I know yours and my opinion is always right and it doesn't matter, but,
it's
you know,
true.
it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of outside perspective.
I mean, for the viewers,
Right. And if it doesn't agree with ours, we can always cut them out of the conversation. We have the
we
technology.
have the power. All of your videos are belonging to us.
That's
That's
right.
right. Yeah, that's a good
We
idea.
own your face now.
That's right.
Don't show it in public.
We're gonna go all Disney on you.
That's right.
That should be another T-shirt. Don't get me mad. I'll go Disney on you.
That's right. Don't invade my personal space. I'll go Disney on you.
That's right.
I'll go full
All right.
Disney on your ass.
Full Disney. Wow. All right.
We just coined a new phrase, going full Disney on
full
you.
Disney. I'm gonna go full Disney on you. Yeah, I like it. I like it. They'll probably get sued for copyright on that too.
Right? You didn't
Don't
ask
use the word
permission to use
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, don't make us go full Disney on you.
That's right. Hey, that's our line. Not anymore.
All
Here's your
right.
cease and desist
Well,
letter.
It was it's good conversation. So until next time, hope people got something out of it. Leave some comments. I'd really like to know what other people are doing working from home and what are some good things they've come up to do with their family. The other things I didn't mention was we got board games. The Tubi app has a lot of cool cartoons like G.I. Joe, Defenders of the Earth. Dude, there's a lot of other good stuff out there.
Speaking of games that are fun, real quick, I just bought Uno Dare for my kids, and it's played just like regular Uno, but all of the draw cards have a dare that you can option. So instead of drawing two, you can take the dare. And the dares are all silly stuff like talk like a baby, talk like a pirate, until your next move. So adds a little bit of different,
Oh,
fun to the game. But one of them's
no,
doing
that's
like a
cool.
celebration dance or something like that. So
That's cool.
nice little
We've been
game to
playing.
get the family and laugh and really have a good time.
We've been playing this card game called Nothing, and it's just two decks of cards, and it's kind of like Rummy on crack. Um, we've been playing that every single night, and then keeping score. And so we're gonna do this every single night until the end of the whole COVID thing, because you could just keep adding points and keep adding points and keep adding points, and the kids absolutely love it. It's a fun game, but card games are great during this time, this kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Those games are
All
nice
right.
because you don't have to really focus on them and you can just kind of play them for
Yeah.
15, half an hour, and then you can carry on the next day,
Yep.
like you said.
Yeah, we're pretty vicious with our gaming. We're very
A little
competitive.
competition going on
We
there.
don't let people there's no grace. There's no mercy. None. When we
You guys are
start
like the
off, you have
Spartans over
one.
there, huh?
That's right. That's right. You get one mistake and that's it. After that, I don't care what poochy lip or puppy eyes you give me. If you screw up, I'm taking advantage of you. I'm stomping you into the ground and I'm going to win. And I like
They
it.
got to learn sometime.
That's right. So that at least they can learn at home with their dad beating the snot out of them. So they always remember I'm the boss.
That's right.
All right, man. Well, stay safe. And I'm going to end here and then we will meet back next week.
All right.
All right, Lyle. See y'all.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay safe, stay healthy.